Alrighty, getting things started. Just making sure the live stream is working good. Alright. Everything seems to be operational. Let's see, who do we got? We got Rory, Jason, and Yeep. Sonic Tube the Hedgehog, Charles Buchanan, Random JJK Fan, and Aiden the Bunny. Hello to you all. Alright, let me straighten this up. So, going to be working on this. It's going to be a simple shape tween. And before starting, I did the torso, which is the part that could lead to the more suggestive, you know, like if the torso is tweening before the clothes, it looks a little inappropriate. So I made sure to do this part first. Going to do shape tweens for the arms and legs as well. And then I could adjust the speed later to make the transformation either a little bit shorter, a little bit longer. And might also work a little bit on this. It's Mount Lady. Going to make like a pizza for her to chomp down on. There was another thing I had. What is it? Oh yeah. So this would could be another thing to work on. It's Beefy from Loud House. Really tall. Someone suggested like an alternate scene. Like if when she fell at the end of the movie, if she had landed in like toxic waste or something like that. And I made some alternate sketches. So normal growth, close shredded growth, and then like an extreme POV right here. Imagine someone's head looking up. So if someone's head was here, they'd have to be standing on her feet or something like that. So lots of different little things to play around with. Oh, I missed a bunch of, we got Mr. Red Sloth. I just noticed that Charles Buchanan added like a little Santa hat to his icon. That's cute. DJ Mutt. And lo, the Lord said, let there be Loona. Don't worry, next week I'll do more Christmassy stuff. Got Dylan R, who retracted their message. Praised Core. She's huge. I'd say that's like Amazon size. Elongated Man Forever. Mikhail Hack says hello. I wouldn't say she's going to the gym, Dylan. It's more like, you know how Superman gets like super strength from the sun? I guess she used a spell that she's getting it from like the moon. Only the moon knows. Kush is here. Hi gang, can't stay for long. It's fine, Kush. Your appointments are important. Please, I would love to see Charlie. I mean, if someone has a script and they commission me, and I like the script. Superior Cyber Godzilla. Loona versus Ralph. Oh, yeah, that would be like, we did a crossover fight. Haven't done those in a while. Oh no, experiment 62. Or do they say 062? French fry. I remember that one. They turn into beach balls in that one. She is pregnant? I don't think so, DH. Dragon Knight, awesome. Did you like the latest fan art? Oh yeah, I saw that. It was more gigantic stuff. Added it to my file in my folder. I'm really hoping they actually get back to making that movie. They have to stop with their creative differences and just let me write the movie. Why didn't you do Loona as a dog? Well, main reason is this right here is commission. Someone giving me the money, I make the animation. I can't go against the script that I approved. Just realized I made these legs one piece. The heck was I thinking? Alright, let's see what we can do. So this is a pretty effective and efficient way to do like a slow transformation, but it can get a bit tedious because basically I'm just separating lines and shapes and lines and shapes and using a tween to make the shapes and lines turn into different lines and shapes like that. It's a great effect, but again, tedious. So tedious. Hey, it's Chirito. Hello. Teresa Haggerty says, hello, Looney. Oh, is that a nickname for her on the show? I don't know. Because I don't subscribe to the show. Shogun, holy guacamole, where'd Loona get those abs? They're a gift from the moon. Tedious, but at least it's greatly effective. Indeed. I did another fan art. It's Zatanna, and she pulls Batman out of her hat. I don't think I saw that one. I'll have to look at my Twitter feed again. I've just been so down on using Twitter. Because of the AI, of course, but also I just don't like Elon Musk. But also I have to, I still have to like do some posts on Blue Sky. Trace Bivia. Hey, Animator. I'm doing fine. How are you? Hey, the relevant elephant. I want to be like Mike Tyson, Dwayne Johnson, or even Rocky and become really strong and buff. Makes me think of something I remember reading about Sylvester Stallone doing on one of his movies. Um, whichever one it was that he fought Dolph Lundgren. And basically he wanted Dolph to like really hit him, you know, not like doing an acting type of a jab, you know, like pretend, like to actually just hit him as hard as he could for one of the takes. And apparently it hurt him really, really bad. Um, I don't know like which shot it is in the movie, but it like I guess you can really tell that it really winded him when you know he made that punch. Um, yeah, I think that's kind of hilarious. It's nice when these Hollywood pretty boys sort of get a dose of reality. I just can't think of Sylvester Stallone without thinking of what was his name from Fairly Odd Parents? Like Sylvester Calzone, the famous critic punching movie star. I just love that guy. Too bad they don't really do like Stallone voices anymore. I don't think, not a whole lot. I don't think he even does like the new Rocky movies. What are they called now? Like Adonis? Is that the name of the new boxer? Or do they name him after his dad, Apollo Creed? Dre's Bivia is okay. That's good to hear. Later, Dragon Knight. Didn't Blue Sky make Ice Age? Is that what that company was called? And maybe I'm mixing up the name. It's basically social media site that's like it's basically like Twitter, but with like more regulation. It's another thing that kind of annoyed me about Twitter is I guess they made it easier for people with really weird views to have a voice. But let's not get into that. I'm making giant jelly looking at Tiny Clark running. Aw. She might have been my favorite, one of my favorite characters. Kitty was very close to being probably my favorite on the series, but there's just one episode where she did a really weird thing. She did something that I felt like it was something that um, they do on a show like Tough Puppy. Where it's like the universe is at peace. Commander Clark retires because there's no more adventure, and Kitty basically just busts Rex out of prison so he could continue his evil galactic overlord stuff. Just thought it was really out of her character. Didn't really vibe also with the general The general idea of the show. It was weird. Yeah, I like Jelly on that show. And again, it might be because I just like lightning and electricity kind of animation effects. They're always fun. SML movie fan says nice. Thank you. Blue Sky was the name of the studio that made Ice Age. Then Disney bought them and made them go out of business. Yep, that's Disney. I'm really starting to hate Disney. I mean, it falls into necessary evil category because they do make Kif, and that show does entertain me a lot. But I just have so much distaste for a lot of the stuff they do. Whatever. Animator, have you seen any of the Underworld movies? Underworld. I didn't even know that was a movie series. Underworld? Like, I don't even know what that movie would entail. Is that like movies about the mafia? Is that movies about like Mole Man or Hollow Earth? I watched a movie the other night called Stardust, I think that's what it's called, which was a pretty interesting movie. It actually made me think a little bit about Princess Bride and maybe Wacko's Wish. Interesting fairy tale type movie with like witches and curses, ghosts, living star, and Robert De Niro was a flamboyant sky pirate. Overall, pretty decent movie. Not as memorable as Princess Bride, but if they said that it was like an unofficial sequel, I believe them. It's pretty decent. Something set like in the same universe. Kate Beckinsale. It's a war between vampires and werewolves. Or in the movie, the werewolves are called lichens and they are biologically immortal transgenetic species. I don't think I've seen any werewolf versus vampire movies. I usually see stuff that's like, like more of a horror movie quality. So vampires versus werewolves, that I don't think that's really like horror. You know, it's like you're pitting one supernatural being against the other. Yeah, like a movie with a guy turning into a werewolf. Oh, there's some scary elements there. Especially if they do like really gross transformations for the werewolf. Uh, like I remember seeing one movie that kind of spooked me when I was little, where it's like the guy turning into a werewolf, like it looked painful, like really painful. Like I I think he just like melted essentially and just reformed as like a werewolf. And then there's others where it's like they're transforming and like you could feel like their skin stretching and their bones like rearranging, you know, like breaking and reforming. Yeah, I like a good horror movie with vampires or with werewolves. I think the only one I've seen um, with a werewolf and a vampire was probably Monster Squad. I think there was a werewolf in that one. Yeah, I think it's like the movie where like the kids team up to fight a gang of monsters, like the classic movie monsters. Pretty fun concept. Made me think of Zombies Ate My Neighbors, classic game. Describing Disney as a necessary evil is so true. Uh, yeah. Thankfully, I think really right now the only thing that I really watch from Disney is like their cartoon series, you know, like Primo's, um, Kif, Moon Girl for as long as it's gonna last on Disney now. Uh, it just really upset me that they shelved one of their episodes. I mentioned it before. Don't have to mention it again, but it irks me. Can you try Has Been Hotel, please? Again, if someone commissions me and they have a good script, I'll do it. For this commissioner, I actually sort of had to, you know, like say, you know, it can't just be like random. It has to be something that, you know, that would make sense on the show. Um, so yeah, the grimoire thing is definitely something that would like have a spell like this. And then just to be thematic with the fact she's like a wolf, making it powered by the moon. So like I have these scenes right here where it's like the moon shines, she grows, and then you know she goes back to normal. I was thinking of having like a scene with you know the moon, some clouds, you know, it's moving and it's you know shining some of that good moonlight. So yeah, I want to try and be clever with these things. I want to have themes or some story or just to keep things interesting. What do you know about Helluva Boss? I know very little. That's why for this one, I needed a little bit of convincing to work on it. Did somebody say horror? I love horror. I like an occasional horror movie, particularly around Halloween. Right now, getting more into holiday mood, so Christmas movies and whatnot, or just general family movies, like Despicable Me. I noticed they have Despicable Me 4 on the streaming site I use, so I might check that one out tonight. Yes, I want to see giant monster demons. Again, somebody got to commission me. Need to see those dollar bills, y'all. Don't remember where that's from. I feel that was that Wizard Kelly? Feels like something Wizard Kelly would say. I just remember quoting him a lot. Like he was a jerky character, but um he's charming, he's charismatic. So even when he's antagonizing the Proud family, you could still enjoy his performance. Did you see the above comment? Animator are listening to me. Underworld movie. The Lycans transform at will because they are second generation. Vampires are led by a ruthless warlord named Weekdor. Alright. Some interesting lore, but again, it's not like the kind of movie I'd be super intent on watching. It's like a Predator versus Alien, you know? It's a cool concept maybe for like a video game or a comic, but if I want to watch an action movie or a horror movie, I like it when it's like humans versus aliens or humans versus Predator. It's just more exciting like that, in my humble opinion. I'm sorry, DJ Matt. Megan Patton. I apologize for being late. I am a heavy sleeper. Nothing wrong with that. It's important to get plenty of sleep. And I'm kind of jealous. I wish I was more of a heavy sleeper. I'm kind of sensitive when it comes to that. But yeah, I've been trying to sleep at regular hours, which is very helpful. I know I've mentioned this before, but sometimes I'll get like a really cool video game and stay up with my bro and you know, go to bed late, and then that just ruins my sleep schedule. All right, we're 30 minutes into this, and I've only just finished one arm. So I think I will finish this arm. So at least we have a cool, process going for the upper torso. Then I think I'll do the lower torso offline. So I can move on to something else. Underworld Rise of the Lycans would probably be more to your liking, as it is the backstory of Lucian, the first, second generation. Also, Victor killed his mom and his lover, Sonia. It's sad. But yeah, what you're describing to me, it does sound like kind of like a mafia movie, or like you know, criminal drama thing, but like with vampires and werewolves. Is that the movie, by the way, that has like, I think it's like a stunt where one of the characters like has two guns, I think, and they like shoot them around like really fast in a circle, and like it breaks the floor under them and they fall down. I think it might have been from that movie series, because I remember the Mythbusters trying to reproduce that stunt. They got all these different guns and they tried shooting them around like on wooden floor to see if that would work. What if Alistair makes Vaggy, Giant, and Squish Adam? I don't know those guys. I'd have to consult with someone who was commissioning that to make sure that falls in line with the characters and their abilities. Are these things that could happen in Helluva Boss? And most importantly, is someone gonna flip the bill for that? I need to add a banner. I always have that upper left hand corner of the screen just blank. I save it for like when I do progress previews. But I should have like a space, like a message there that says like, the money is always right. Or like that bus sign from The Simpsons. With like a message. Like, if I'm commissioned, sure. And then I could tap on it. Tap on the sign. Also, it's more Hungarian, and plus, Victor is a vampire elder. Feels like most of them are elders. Did you ever see What We Do in the Shadows, the TV series? It's pretty funny. They have some vampires who were made vampires when they were like babies. So it's like they're these 300-year-old vampire babies. It's hilarious. Still need to finish that series. I usually watch it around Halloween with my brother, but last October got a little bit busy. I'll have to finish it another day. Underworld, Rise of the Lycans. The first clan of werewolves are mindless, ravenous, feral beasts, driven by primal rage and instinct. They can never form again. Alright. Yeah, I don't know if I'll check out the movie. But it sounds like you really like those movies, so good on you. I don't know if there are any horror movie series that I'm like super passionate about. Maybe Reanimator, because I've seen that one so many times. Not sure if you saw or heard my question, Trey. Is that this series where someone takes a couple of guns and they shoot it around in a circle to like destroy the wood underneath them? Hey, gentlemen, how was your weekend? Is commission available? My weekend was good, but no, just have commissions open for video games, but not animations. That won't be until next year that I open for commissions again, because holiday stuff, and also just sort of switching things up on the channel a little bit. For example, planning to do like theme commissions So, like for January, I'll just be accepting commissions like um, for Valentine's and I I think for Mother's Day. I'll see what I have written up, but yeah. So any sort of lovey-dovey kind of commissions, I can do that. All right. So at least I got the. Oh wait, I have to do these lines here. So far I got the upper half animated. Right. Probably fix the size of this hand. It's like a baseball mitt here. All right, let's see how that looks. Oh, neat. Yeah. So at the very least, Trey, I've seen that part of the movies. They have a good style. I like for vampires and stuff, like modern vampires or werewolves, like the black leathery coats. They look cool. Whatever growth hormones Luna's taking, give me a prescription. Sorry, Kibby, she's using magic and lunar power. All right. Um. So, like I said, I'll work on the lower part of her body offline, but I think that's some good progress there. Just have 43 minutes, so that I've done. So either Mount Lady or Fifi. Not sure if anyone has a preference. But I'll take a look at some comments and see if anyone has a preference. A new amazing digital circus episode is tomorrow, and something with a place called Spudsies. With Gangle as manager. I've only seen like thumbnails and stuff. That sounds kind of cool if they're doing like a Gangle episode. That should be fun. Alistair, Vaggie, and Adam are from Hasbin Hotel. Great. I don't know anything about them though. So Disney will honor the company it once was 30 years ago. Not this corporate greed piece of crap. Yeah. Interesting. Alex foot growth clip. My comment still stands. Sam Sharp. I think I remember you mentioning that one now, but I think it would have something to do with nature. I don't know, because she likes animals. Like if Lisa helped her try and get in tune with some Bigfoots, or do like a promotional video for one of them, like to save like to save some woodlands or something. So there needs to be like a theme around it. I still haven't watched Noah 2014. I really should. It sounds fun. Looking really great so far. Thank you, Core. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Chirito. Murder drones. Yeah, I saw like the first episode of drones and wasn't too interested in it. It seems all right. Definitely agreed. The tension air is way better. I couldn't finish watching it. I got bored. I like the first season of Detention Air. Second season, that's when I was starting to get a little bored. I mentioned it the other day. I wish they'd been more focused. Biblical lore, which Hazbin Hotel clearly addresses. I'll say Mount Lady. Gotta love a giant chomp. Something with rock and roll since she is part of the Moon Goats. I just don't really see anything thematic connecting having giant feet and like rock and roll. I'd still say it would be better if it like focused on something like with nature. All right, I think I'll do Mount Lady then. Blood of Zeus. That's a new one. Haven't heard of that one. I think the only Greek mythology stuff I've been into, aside from like stuff I do with Jackie, is just from oh my gosh, what's the name of that game? Hades. But outside of Hades, I haven't really had a lot of attention on like stuff with Greek mythology. I think there was a character on Lower Decks that they introduced recently who's like the daughter of some species that has some similarities to like Zeus or the Greek gods. I think there was an episode with like some beings that, like the way they were considered like gods. I know they've done that plot a lot on Star Trek. Yeah, it's like a character. She always has like these floating, glowing laurels on the sides of her head. And she shoots lightning. So it's like actual, literal. It looks like a prop, basically. She shoots lightning that manifests as like these rubbery projectiles. It's pretty funny. I think Boimler got like a lightning bolt up his butt in that episode. That's another series I would very quickly accept a commission from, is Star Trek Lower Decks. In a recent episode, they did introduce a very tiny Federation ship that came from another dimension. Art Girl. Hi, this is Jana Saunders. Nice drawing. Thank you, Jana. Or Hana. Raincloud, hello. Trust me, Blood of Zeus is way better than Hades. I mean, that's a bold claim you're making right there, mister. I don't know if I asked this question. Are you planning on Jackie meeting David and Danny? No plans on that. Different universe of characters. So technically, for our banner, we do see Jackie holding David sometimes. I think most of the time, actually. Though I tried to make it Macy more often that she's holding. But I guess outside of the banners, no real plans for that. You ever watched the remake of Attack of the 50-Foot Woman starring Daryl Hannah? Yes, I have. Pretty decent movie, some good effects. I've mentioned it before. I saw the best scene in the movie. It was like on an ad, or I think it was someone on the news talking about the movie. I think they made it originally on HBO. And yeah, I just melted seeing that. That's a really great scene. Where she grows and like her head goes through like through the wood floor. It's some cinematic magic right there. Did I miss anyone? Hades in the show is voiced by Fred Tatasciore, same guy who voiced Barbara Gordon's dad. Oh, that guy's a pretty good actor. Regular size David. Yep. Though he's so very often Tiny David. Mount Lady Experiment 062. She just saw some really good giant food and made her big. Yo como mi dos hamburguesas. Yeah, that's about how much I'll eat. Like, if I'm grilling up some burgers, 2 burgers, side of fries. Or if I'm dieting, I'll have like some broccoli instead of fries. I want to be indulgent, though. Uh, Burger. Ooh, a Western. A Western burger. Chili cheese fries. And a milkshake. But I have to be in a real mood to need that level of comfort food. I accidentally muted myself. Did I? Let me check. La 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 la. No. Okay, it's good. Look. Excuse me. Hmm. Speaking of food, I did have a couple of chicken sandwiches earlier today. Always load those up with some spicy stuff, like some jalapenos, mayo racha, onions, spicy barbecue sauce. I've noticed spicy food, it makes me hiccup. It's either that or I eat too fast when I have spicy food. I don't know why I get so excited for it. I just love spicy food. My Duolingo lingo skills are great. Indeed. Closest I can get regarding nature is where Sam Sharp's feet grow after being bitten by Lana's fire ants. Welcome temporarily back, Kush. It's something to consider, Kevin. But again, if it's going to be something short like that, really need a good setup and punchline. She reminds me of Scrappy Rex. Scrappy Rex? Did you mean Scrappy Doo? Or was Scrappy Rex a thing? Like I heard they actually have 7 fairies, the original Sleeping Beauty, and trimmed it down to 3 to avoid a mix-up. It's definitely easier to animate 3 fairies instead of 7. That movie was pretty cool, actually. Had a dragon. They had a guy with a sword slaying said dragon. I can see why Maleficent is still like one of the scarier villains when they're referencing Disney villains. Asteroid that killed off the last dinosaurs hit Earth with the force of 10 billion nuclear bombs. I think you've mentioned that one before. I know you've mentioned various extinction facts before. Kush, do you have a crush on Maleficent? Be interesting to see a 50-foot woman that could go into buildings and disappear at will like a supernatural being. Sounds like you're describing like a ghost. The ghost of the 50-foot woman. Ooh, and she has electricity effects because the original one got bumped off by those power lines. What does her hair look like? Right. It looks bald here. Should really fix that. Oh, don't need to use capital letters to get my attention, Trey. It seems like you are yelling, and that is very rude behavior. This looks really good. Thank you, Sonic. Sonic? It's another show made by the same person. Yeah, I always get confused between Helluva Boss and Has Been Hotel. I only recently heard that it's made by the same guy or the same person. Don't know much who the creator is. Alright, this is getting good. Let me see. Should add her eyebrows. I think there's something you can click to get my attention. I've noticed some people use it before, where it highlights my name. Anyone remember Symbiotic Titan? That was a good show. And the last I ever heard of it was on Craig of the Creek. That was a fun episode where the Elders of the Creek disbanded for the first time. They disbanded more permanently in a different episode. Yeah, in that episode, one of the elders was constantly making references to cartoons from his age. Cartoons from my age. Like Symbiotic Titan, Kids Next Door, and SWAT Cats. We watched Attack of the 50-Foot Cheerleader. Rather not discuss that movie. It's not exactly family friendly. But yes. BNSF 2012. And my internet is acting like doo-doo. What did I miss? I wasn't here. I was working on the map in trains. You didn't miss much. Finished Shape Tween for Loona's muscle growth. And now just working on this asset. Of Mount Lady getting ready to scarf down some pizza. I'm gonna shrink these teeth a little bit. Right, let me try that. Let me see. Yeah, it's much better. And maybe have the mouth go a little bit more inward here. Let's see how that looks. All right. I've made her pupils too big. It was starting to make me think it was like when a shark's pupils dilate when there's blood in the water. Great Boy would laugh at Mount Lady. Which one's Great Boy? See the one with like the little rooster thing on his head? Do you wish we can go back to the good old days of playing Angry Birds and we didn't have to sit through COVID-19? I don't think you have to sit through COVID-19 anymore unless you actually get COVID-19. But also I guess nobody just plays Angry Birds anymore, I don't think. Popularity kind of went down. Like I remember there being some fanfare, you know, when their first movie came out. And when their second movie came out, it was like, eh. jaw a little too square. And by the way, the reason I was struggling last stream is because I had a bad filter. Alright. Hopefully that got fixed. Can't even find Angry Birds on any apps. Dang. The popularity must have really fell for them. I haven't thought of Angry Birds in such a long time. Maybe people learned that it's not healthy to play video games on the toilet. They got rid of the original Angry Birds. It's weird. I remember trying to look for it and couldn't. Maybe they're trying to make it a console game. Watch the one where someone tricked the wolves and vampires to fight each other in Monster High. Oh, that's a different thing. Now you're still talking about Underground. I love Monster High. I used to have a Blu-ray. What other comments? She's looking really good. Thank you, Crazed Core. Suffer from the same problem. GE manufacturers will have to scrap me and either sell me for parts or just create something new. BNSF, are you a robot? Draculora and Claudine. I just remember those names from like from commercials, I think. All right, getting close to wrapping up for the day. Next week I'll try to focus, probably focus on stuff that I'm working on for the Jackie Christmas thing we're doing. Next year I do plan on having commissions set up so that I'm working on stuff that's more thematic for the season. But I've been pretty happy so far with the DeviantArt shop that we have set up. It's been really more convenient way to get commissions done. To be in communication with the people that commission the channel. Get a chance to work on this, but this will eventually be a pizza. Which might be the perfect food ever created. I have to finish my last AGW fan art. Rory, if you are doing 5, I'd recommend, and if you're posting it on community tab, I'd recommend posting them individually. Because for some reason when you post 5 and make a gallery with it, and you click on individual ones, it cuts them off partially. Just something to keep in mind. Because I think I did that once with one of the ones that you posted. And it was cut off because you posted it with multiple other pieces of art. Sparks flying from my smokestack. Not again. My engine catches fire, engulfing me in flames. Fire coming from my windshield as it cracks, my eyes shatter. Pretty cool. My dungeon master's considering doing like a sci-fi campaign. We usually do like, you know, normal D&D. But she's considering like a sci-fi theme. And I'm actually considering a robot. Robot Cowboy. Already putting together a little backstory for him. Alright, this is looking real nice. A little bit of detail for the hair. And I'll get some more detail to the pizza later. Need to show my commissioner first, of course. Make sure they approve. They approve that she looks like a very hungry T-Rex. Could be a fun project sometime. Giant cave woman. Roasting whole mammoths on a spit. All right. Better with her eyes just really tiny. Look better if her eyes were more closed. And I think I'll leave it with this. You know what? Maybe as a joke, I'll have another character just sitting here minding his business and eating like a smaller pizza. Whoever is the most goofball character on the series. There's one I really didn't like the design of. Like, maybe it might be my least favorite character. It's the purple one. Looks like he has a glove on top of his head. Cave Giantess does sound fun for something. Yeah. So many fun possibilities. Alright, wrapping up, but I'll just take a look at comments, see if I missed anything. Still brainstorming my AGW fan art ideas. No rush. I am changing things up, as I've mentioned, with AGW fan art for next year. Probably do like a gallery thing. Maybe some videos commenting on AGW fan art. But we'll probably have more limited time than I used to for animating the stuff that I like. And BNSF is still dying. They're going down in flames. Oh. A bunch of police and cars and fire trucks around me, but it's already too late. Dang. Have a Merry Christmas, BNSF. I thought about making fan art of Rainbow Sister, aka Loona, interacting David's struggles on how both young sisters can be annoying sometimes. It sounds cute. All right, later, Megan. All right, thanks again, everyone. Wait, sorry, I was wondering, have you ever watched Hoodwinked 2, the worst sequel? Oh yeah, I saw both movies. Oh my god, I saw those movies a lot. I don't know why I liked them. Maybe it's because Patrick Warburton does the voice of the wolf, and he's just hilarious. Now you kind of make me want to watch the Hoodwinked movies. All right, later everyone. Thanks for dropping in. Talk to y'all later. Peace.